So a friend asked me when we started InTogether, where it kind of became more official, what's your purpose? What are you about? And they want to see it in writing. So actually, if you look at the logo, everything's right there. And so the most important thing, I think, is our mission, and it's right here where it is. Can you read it? It's on your t-shirts if you're wearing them, so it's a pretty broad goal, right? And we are also focusing in 4 different areas, which is why we have these quadrants here. We're working on, what's this? Owners, creators, teachers, and students. So these are the 4 areas that we're focusing on. Teachers. What you saw today was something that we were trying to offer for teachers. The Fresh, this is a picture from last year. So trying to offer, practical ideas for you. Owners, we've been doing the future. This is what year? Is this going to be this year? 4th. The 4th year.
September 14th, mark your calendars.
Yep, please come. And then creators, all of the events downstairs, you see there's tables downstairs. We're trying to give a place for independent creators that really know what it's like to be in the classroom and deal with Japanese students, to give them a forum where they can reach you, teachers and owners. So that's what we're about.
I recognize one of those photos.
Yeah, I had to cut Nam out of a bunch of them.
All attribution now.
And then we've also had, so extravaganzas, before, like Fresh, this is really focused on teachers. Future is really focused on owners. But the extravaganza, we're trying to hit all of these areas, okay? So, anybody go to extravaganza?
Osaka and Tokyo last year.
This year we're going where? Katie, we're going?
Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka.
Yeah. So we're going to branch out. It's going to be a little bit different. You want to say a little bit?
Yeah, we're trying 2 different styles this year. We're going to see which one kind of fits what we're doing. So the Osaka and probably the Fukuoka one will be a little bit smaller as far as like the venue, 2 rooms maybe. And then Nagoya and Tokyo, we're going to try to get 3 or 4 rooms and just branch out a little bit. So have like this room will be more for this room will be more for this. And we're just going to experiment a little bit this year and find our footing and get feedback from you about what you want and what you need, and we'll go from there.
So there's one area that we haven't really talked about. Which one?
Students.
Right. So we want to focus on helping students, right? What we do right now, of course, with creators, owners, teachers, and students, we are trying to have some help creators and owners and teachers impact their students. But we would like to take a more direct approach. Yes. And so for students, in the fall of 2026, in... Yes? Yes, yeah. In Nagoya, we are planning to do something called the Express Yourself Expo, okay? Or I, as we're calling it for short. So this is something, this ties in right in with Crash In and everything we've been talking about of the idea of head down versus head up learning. And something I'm very passionate about with the explorers that we do, our experiential learning stuff. There's a lot of things out there to judge how a student is doing from a grammatic or vocabulary building, but we don't really have a way to gauge how they're doing as far as head-up learning, the communication part of it. So this is going to try to address that. So I talked about this a little bit when I did a presentation about explorers, and here it comes. So here are just a few ideas to give you a few photos to give you an idea of what we're thinking. What do you think? What kind of an event do you think it will be?
Talent show?
Oh, good.
Olympics. All right.
Olympics. It's going to be a lot of different things. We're not sure because you're going to help us create it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but a couple of ideas we have is like a Jeopardy-style quiz game, where they get into buzzers and answering all kinds of trivia. A YouTube video exhibition.
Just a video expedition in
Yep,
general.
yep. Diorama presentations, where they might research something and they might make a diorama about it and talk about it. Storytelling. I'm gonna give you something later if you want. Role play skits, charades or Pictionary, picture description relay, where someone describes something and they have to draw it out or act it out. Karaoke.
Erica?
An interview game where maybe someone takes on a teacher or someone takes on a character and they have to interview them and try to figure out who they are. Story creation circle, where they might take turns, like you get in a circle and take turns making up a story. A debate or opinion sharing activity. A junior TED Talks. This is all brainstorming. These are just kind of some of the things that we could do. And Rich Pav, who went to Osaka to the extravaganza? Rich Pav does a great way of connecting what the Japanese government next is trying to do and how we can help them achieve their goal. And so with the help of my friend Chatty, ChatGPT, not Shoddy. No, we looked at what their goals are and how this can help. And it's I won't bore you with it all right now, but this can be very, very help us achieve the goal that Japan wants for its students. They talk about ikiru chikara, the zest for life. So this kind of program would really help them meet that goal. Just to go through it a little bit, one of their objectives is to foster communication skills in English, and activities like an interview game or role play skits or junior TED Talks would help do that. Encourage expressive and creative language use. These are all their goals, right? Events such as the YouTube video exhibition, storytelling, story creation circle would help do that. Promote critical thinking and higher order skills. So we get that. Support diverse learning styles and inclusive participation, because we're offering all different kinds of ways to do presentations or use their English. It would meet that goal. Build cultural awareness and global mindedness. That's, I think, self-explanatory. And cultivate motivation and confidence in using English. So, these are all the goals that by doing this event, we're going to help the students and meet the goals that Japan wants their students to meet. Anything you want to say, Katie?
I'll just let you go and.
Yeah, and then so these are also the outcomes we think. They will practice and apply English in meaningful contexts. They'll engage in project-based and performance-based tasks. They'll develop confidence and enthusiasm towards learning English. They'll experience the joy of communication and collaboration. They'll receive constructive feedback and recognition, reinforcing progress and growth. So I think this is the most important one. We have a lot of tests and this is what I find for me personally, is that our students only have tests to verify what we're doing in the classroom, right? Mm-hmm. Like ACAN or standardized tests. So we want to offer an alternative to that. Mm-hmm. So parents can say, oh, my kid's doing well. Maybe they didn't do great at ACAN, but they did this performance and they're building their confidence in English. So that's really important. So this idea, hopefully we can add balance for head up and head down learning. And that's how we're going to try to meet this goal of affecting students. And we need your help. So if you'd like to lend a hand, we need people to help get this off the ground. So if there's something that really interests you about any of these ideas and you'd like to help share it or volunteer to make it happen, please use this QR code. There's also, I'll leave these at the barbecue as well, so you guys can sign up. It'll take you to a Google form, give us your information and what you'd like to help out with. Anything else you want to?
Go ahead first if you want.
Just like the idea is that we create this event and then different schools can bring groups of their students that sign up to join different events.
That's right.
And just one thing, I have a thought on this too, and we've kind of loosely talked about this, but I really see this as not just for the students, but the families. I think that a lot of, for a lot of us are teaching children, and we're in a unique position in that the fee is being paid by the one person, but the service is being delivered to another. So there's almost a triangle of sorts, right? And so by involving the parents and their students together in this type of event where they can go and they can see other students and they can see that there's a community, I think that we bring them a lot closer together. And they say, oh wow, there's something going on here that we don't see because we don't get the service. But the parents can see that their kids and other kids, and it's not like a test score, but they can see, wow, there's creativity and this joy and real interaction and communication. And when they can see it, they're going to become more motivated. When they're more motivated, we've talked about motivated. I was talking with someone earlier about like ACAN, right? It can be a very motivating thing, but well, let's provide an alternative. Motivation to our students and their parents, right? Encourage more parental involvement. They can say, wow, it's bigger. It's bigger than what we thought. So I think that's really inspiring for me. So making the event something with maybe food trucks, or the karaoke thing where parents could do something too. I mean, I can see something really fun happening.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
We don't want it to be something which very, like I tried to find photos of examples of this and I couldn't really find anything because it's all very structured and this would be much more loose. So we're selling t-shirts, right? We're collecting, we have sponsors giving money. One of the ways that money will be used is to go help put on an event like this. So I want you to understand that when you're buying these t-shirts, you're helping. We're not just putting this in a bank account. This is actually going to go to help students directly.
And I mean, really stress that point. None of us are, benefiting money-wise, profit-wise from this at all. This is just a passion project that we have, and we think if we can make a difference somehow, then why not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it, right? And so, and I mean, as Brian and Katie and I are talking about, I mean, Kenny's been a huge part of this, and there's been a lot, Phil, who's a lot of people have been a part of helping this, volunteers, and even Satomi's given a tremendous amount of time to everything, right? And so these are a lot of people who are really, and the more people we get kind of on the train, like working together, the better it's going to be.
And the more we can do.
And you're welcome to.
We want this to be a collaboration,
Yeah.
As much as possible, not just one person leading something. It's all of us working together on it. Do you want to say anything about the journal, Katie? Do you want to talk about
Oh
that?
yeah, I should say about the
That's
journal.
huge.
I recently posted that we're starting to create a journal, not like super academic journal, more just like practical ideas, because we want everyone to be able to give ideas to share. It's gonna have 5 sections, I think. One section is in tech, so that's where people can share about different learning apps or things with AI, or it's kind of just like open. And then the next section is in business, so that's where people can give business advice for school owners or things like that. About investing or about how to manage teachers or about starting up a school or anything like that. The next section will be in the classroom, which is where we can have some people share things based on theory, writing articles about this, or research-based things, as well as just easy lesson ideas or things like that. So it's just more practical and approachable, and it gives everybody kind of a place to share their ideas easily. We also are going to have one that is in Japan, where we'll try to share updates about MEXT or different kind of assessment options like Cambridge tests or Aiken tests or different things like this. And then the final one is like interviews, maybe. We just want to like take some interviews, like just some
Conversations are interesting.
Yeah, conversations or interviews are just more personalized. So it's just kind of like a lighter version, not a super academic version or journal, but we're trying to do that. So right now I'm trying to reach out to get people who would like to contribute for the very first journal, which we would like to publish September 1st, I think is the goal, but we're kind of getting there. We're trying to write guidelines. Woo!
Yeah.
I didn't know how that, I was like, it's fine, we don't need guidelines. And I was like, whoa, we need guidelines. So it's a learning process for me too, but it's a great way for everyone to be able to share something. And so if you're interested in contributing, please send me a message and we'll have more, it will be more official in the future, but for now that's kind of how we're doing it. We have actually already, we have an editing team of about 7 people, I think. But if there's anybody that would also like to be on the editing team, that's okay too. Or if there's anybody else that's like has good ideas or knows how to write guidelines or anything, this is kind of also a group effort as well. So that's coming soon, and I would love anybody that wants to share, please share. So like in the classroom one, we have some people who've agreed to write articles. We also have someone that's going to just share about picture books, and we have someone, so anything, if you just like want to share a quick fun activity or anything like that, that's also welcome. So please reach out. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Scott.
What about the students
Express yourself.
Expo is that it's like when you say we want to help achieve the government's goals. I think it should be we want to actually achieve government.
We didn't want to say that part out loud.
It's really important because they've set these great goals, but all the stuff that's being pumped into the classrooms doesn't support that.
Well, Rich Pav really set that, really explained that. Like he's really like oh gosh, that they actually say that's what they want to achieve. Now we can say, oh, we can help them achieve that.
So can I get a little hand for these guys?
We think we can affect change if we do this. What we're doing is from the bottom up. We're creating our students at our schools who are learning in this way and have this experience. They're getting a little push, and they're pushing into the system a little bit. We're hoping to attract a little bit of attention from maybe companies or corporations or people who also need students who are like this, who can communicate and are creative and stuff, because that's going to become more and more important, and possibly get them to kind of put a little more, and I mean, that's long term, but we've talked about it. Like, wouldn't it be nice if, right? And so it's one of the very distant, far off goals, but we're aware that it would be nice to affect that level of change for the positive of the thing.
I think you've seen this together. Like we've done, like Phil's had events. Everyone's had events. People have helped. Andy had an event. People came to help out. Like we found, like when we help each other, we can actually get a lot done.
Yeah. And a lot of these things would not be possible without the help of a lot of others.
So if we all work together, we can actually, maybe we can make change in a big way. I feel I'm 53 years old. I've been doing this for 26 years, and I feel like if I'm dedicating my life to this career, I would like to make as big of an impact as possible. And I think we all would kind of feel that way, right? Like, how can we leave this language learning environment better off when we're done? So that's what we're trying to do. It's a platform. All of you guys can contribute. We really need your help. So the QR code here.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.